there's sometimes me, I'm trying to please everybody, and I'm like, trying to be the nice guy, you know.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's all big blessings, and you know, I love my fans, all my supporters, and you know, I just can't wait for the rematch too, you know. I think that's what's most important right now, just to stay
See, when
focused.
I was young and stuff, I had fans. I was just crazy. I would fuck my fans and shit. They
I haven't got there.
I wasn't used to that. You know, I wasn't used to people that
they just loved you.
I didn't hardly know where I live at. Everybody could just pick back some racks of mail, and I'm looking at them sending naked pictures. Oh, fuck.
Damn. You're beloved.
Yeah.
You've been beloved.
Mm-hmm. And you can get past. Try to be as normal as possible. This shit can take your head to another place.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
but you have a family and stuff, so you.
Yeah, my girl will fuck me up.
Yeah, but it's cool, man. I was
break
just
all
a
my
young
cars or
single
something.
guy. I was just going crazy. I would meet a girl. She would send me number. I go on my mail. I look and she send me a nice picture, looking great. I would call up. Come over. I'll send a ticket for you.
Wow.
Send a ticket. I was a psycho.
No, that's normal.
That's a fucking pervert.
You're a star.
You know,
Star.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I was letting you guys listen to a segment of Andy Ruiz Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, episode 51. You got to check this out. In fact, I'm going to put the link below. It covered a lot. That was one of the most humorous parts of that podcast, okay? And it was basically Mike Tyson, Andy Ruiz there, you know, and these guys were talking about their success in the ring. Mike was talking about the glory days, and he shared his story and some of the things that he went through when he was champion. And then, of course, Andy Ruiz showed his story of when he was a champion. Questions were asked like, what goes through your mind when you're in the dressing room, when you're walking out to the ring? You know, what state of mind are you in? And Andy, you know, of course, you know, said that you're taking Cheerios out of my kid's mouth, you know, cornflakes, things like that away from my kids. So that's how I looked at it. He looks at it as family first, you know, and of course he had his stories about him training in Mexico, going back and forth with Baja California, Mexicali, going back and forth from there to California. And how his dad was his main motivator. You know, his dad was the one that kept him in line, where he was trying to steer off some, hanging out with his friends or whatever, and his father was there to, hey, where are you at? Get back into the gym. You need to train, you know? So it took a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of years that he spent, you know, training to that point, you know? And in that, Mike Tyson added in, you know, yeah, you took a lot of ass whoopings too, you know? It's like, how are you going to be heavyweight champion of the world if you can't beat this guy? You know what I mean? So it was a very, very informative podcast. Mike Tyson being Mike Tyson, I think the segment I let you guys listen to, I think that Mike really kind of made Andy Ruiz a little taken aback, you know what I mean? Because he's like, you know, Andy was just talking like, I can't wait for the rematch, and I'm ready, and I'm so excited. And then Mike just comes out, you know, when I was young, I used to fuck my fans. I was bad. So man, it was awesome to, you know, to really hear Mike let loose like he always does. Mike has no filter, but Mike is one of those guys. He's to the point in his life where he's been crazy. He's been that ego guy. He talked a lot about that it was all about ego. And then he said, man, I don't even fucking remember that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking remember, you know? But he did give some good advice to Andy Ruiz, because Andy Ruiz was explaining to him that since he is a newfound celebrity, these are things that he has to get used to. the things like, you know, autographs and people coming up to you and speaking to you that you don't know, and you're out with your kids, and you know, and it was an episode, I think, a time when he was in Walmart, and the guy wanted to take pictures, and he didn't really feel like it, and the guy got pissed off, so he went to social media saying, hey, slamming, you know, Andy Ruiz's name. So, you know, and that was one of those things that, you know, Mike talked to him about, and Mike let him know, like, hey, you know, that person, you know, you pretty much owe it to that person to do that, because that person in fact made you, because, you know, they identify themselves with you. So when they do see you in the flesh, you know, that's your opportunity to show them that you're like a real human being. So it's basically, that's what it is. And if someone doesn't want to take a picture with me, it reflects themselves. You know what I mean? You think it's about them, but it's actually about you, because when you tell them, hey, no, not right now, the guy's going to be offended, like, hey, well, okay, was it something wrong with me? Am I stink? Am I smelly? Or something wrong? Why don't you want to take a picture with me? And me counterpunching that and adding my 2 cents in there, you know, I work in the film industry. I'm no star or nothing like that, but I am around a lot of actors and, well, should I say superstars and stuff like that, and or famous people, so to speak, celebrity figures. And it's a certain way you approach people, but I do understand coming from both sides. Okay, so you don't ever really want to be that guy that turns down a fan. I mean, there are a lot of dicks in the film industry. Seriously, they, you know, it's people that, you know, I won't say any names, of course, but there are a lot of people that will look at you like you are human shit. They don't care about you. You know, they look at you, they look down on you. You know, and I'm thinking in my mind, why would you want to make someone feel like that helped you get where you were? That you will never know, since you are the star, and they see these people think it's all about them. You know, and back to what Mike Tyson was saying to Andy Ruiz, it's like you owe it to them, and then you really do. Because when you get to that stardom, for whatever opportunity got you there, you understand that those fans are the reason why you're staying there. If nobody buys this fights, no one looks at your fights, then no money will be generated, no money will be made. Okay, you might get a fight purse, but you won't get it very long if no one buys this shit. Okay, so you owe it to the people that support you. You know, and back to my example is when you as a person, a normal regular person, sees a famous actor. Like Mike said, sign the autograph, say hi, take whatever picture you need to, and then get out of there. Because you never know. And that's the only opportunity that person will probably ever see you in their life. So when you connect with that person, that 1 second or that 20 seconds that it takes to take a picture, if that long, 10, you know, that you've impacted that person for the rest of your life. You know, instead of, you know, impacted them in a negative sense, and they've reacted, you know, to the point, okay, this person's stuck up. The hell's wrong with this person? You fat bastard, you don't want to take a picture with me? Things like that, then it turns negative. Okay? So that's what Mike Tyson was trying to convey to Ruiz, and, you know, mentor him as a fighter. You know, and in really keeping that fire and that flame going each and every fight to continue your success, you know, as a heavyweight champion, as both of these guys, you know, Mike Tyson was and Andy Ruiz is. Okay, so, you know, it covered a lot. It covered a lot of times. They did talk about the rematch some with Anthony Joshua. Andy Ruiz, in fact, you know, he labeled himself in this video as the Giant Slayer. I thought that was pretty impressive. You know, I never heard him say that before. You're Giant Slayer, because Mike Tyson was like, you know, these guys supposed to have these reputations and stuff. Then you come in the underdog and do what you did. It's awesome, you know. And, you know, he congratulated Andy Ruiz on that, you know, and gave him props and respect for doing what he did, because he believed that he could do it. And Andy did believe that he could beat Anthony Joshua, and look where we're at. You know what I'm saying? The hot boxing, if you look at it, hot boxing with Mike Tyson. If Anthony Joshua would have beat Andy Ruiz, this probably would have been Anthony Joshua talking on this particular podcast. You see what I'm saying? So it just shows you how things change, you know? But the podcast was very, very informative. I enjoyed it. You know, Mike Tyson, him being himself, this newfound, you know, grower and farmer of hemp. You know what I mean? He's got a laid back attitude. He probably has a good a harvest of good cannabis that keeps him calm every day. Him and Joe Rogan and others that, you know, live and die by the stuff these days in their older life, and it's, you know, and it seems to have some beneficial effects. So, because Mike is calm, but Mike is always going to be Mike. That's one thing. I love Mike Tyson, man. You know what I mean? And I know it. Andy Ruiz was there, and I know that was an honor. I'm pretty sure that he respects being with the legend like that and talking one-on-one with the legend. And that legend is not sugarcoating anything. You know what I mean? And Andy, you know, Andy kind of, he's kind of similar to Joseph Parker in a sense. They will say something and then they will try to, like, what's the word? Apologize for their previous statement. Like they'll say something and they're like, but, you know, no, I mean, you know, backtrack, you know, and try to cover up or try to say something to, you know, to correct something that they said. Mike Tyson doesn't give a shit about any of that. Mike Tyson's going to say what he says, and that's what he said. You know what I mean? And you can see a lot of this in this podcast. So I'm going to post it as a link below, let you guys check it out. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed the Counterpunch on this particular video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.